Welcome to So Bliss. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy and quick baby blanket. It is made out of muslin fabric, 4 layers of it. So it's super soft, super warm, and will really grow with your child and makes a great baby shower gift. Now the supplies that you're going to need are first your fabric. So for the one that I'm going to make, I'm going to be using this fabric on one side. So I have about 1.33 yards of this fabric, and then I have 2 layers, so 1.33 yards of white pieces, 2 of those. And for my back fabric, I'm using this polka dotted blue and grays, and I have 1.33 yards of that as well. Then you're going to need some temporary spray, and I just use this 505. Now, if you don't have it or you don't want to get it, you can also use your safety pins or needles, whatever you want to use. This is just to hold the fabric together so that we could sew it all together. And then you're just going to need some double fold bias tape. Mine is the extra wide, and I just got this at Walmart. You can get it at Walmart, Joann's, any really craft store will usually sell this. And I have 2 of those to fit for my size quilt. So to make this blanket is very simple. All you have to do is first start out by layering all your fabric together. So my first fabric, my dotted fabric, I have laying with my right side down towards my table or on the floor, wherever your workspace is. I have that face down. So we're just sandwiching all the layers together, because then I have 2 white pieces, again, just right on top. And I've made sure that they're just sandwiched really nicely together. And then I have this star fabric, and that's gonna go right on top. So again, just making sure my edges meet up. And if they don't, that's okay. We'll go back and trim them and get them all lined up. But you want it to be pretty much how you're gonna have it laying. So here is a corner of what my fabric looks like. And I just picked up that corner, and I have my star fabric, 2 layers of the white fabric, and then my polka dot fabric on the back. So once I have all those layers together and the way I want it, I'm going to take my first 3 layers and fold them back about half the way, and then I'll take my spray and I'm going to spray that first layer of fabric and then fold 1 layer back and stick it on there and just press it down so that it lays really nicely, and that way it'll hold for me so I can stitch it all down. So like I said, this is just a temporary spray that makes sure all your layers stay together and doesn't move while you move it or try to quilt it. If you don't want to use this, you can use safety pins, is another great option. So now I'm just going to spray that first layer down. After every time I spray, I am going to be smoothing out my fabric and making sure there aren't any folds or puckers or tucks or anything that would make the fabric feel funky. I know this muslin fabric is a little bumpy, so obviously it's going to stay that way even with the spray. But this way I'm just making sure there's no air bubbles or something weird going on in it. So once I have those 2 layers down together, I'm going to take my fabric, fold back the other 2 layers, and do the other side. So I just did about half of the fabric, now I'm going to go do the other half. After I have these first 2 layers sprayed together, then I'm just going to keep going and spray the next layer and then the last layer. So keep using your spray or pinning. Once you have all your layers put together, you might notice that they don't line up evenly, and there might be a few wonky spots like mine is right here, but that's okay because we're going to trim those off in a little bit. But before that, what we're going to do is we're going to quilt the pieces together. Really all we're going to be doing is sewing all 4 layers together. So I am going to be doing squiggly lines all through mine, so it doesn't have to be perfect. On the other baby blanket I did, this one right here, it has airplanes all over it, so I just did it on the diagonal and I just did squiggly lines through the whole thing. And I think it turned out pretty good, especially for one of my first times quilting. So I think I'm going to do something similar on this one and just squiggle lines through. And I'm going to be using my normal sewing machine. So if that makes you worried, don't worry about it. If you want to, you could do straight lines. You could really do whatever you want. You could make up a design. I know that's a lot harder to do on your own sewing machine if you don't have a quilting machine. Or you could get it quilted if you want to go really extreme. But I'm just going to be doing squiggly lines through mine. So now that they're all sprayed together, it's ready to be quilted. Once you are done with the quilting or stitching through all 4 layers, next what you're going to do is you are going to trim around your edges. So wherever the shortest layer is where you want to trim to, because you don't want to be showing that short layer once you bind it. So just make sure you're trimming to that layer, and I'm just going to trim all the way around it and get it ready to be binded. Now, after you've done the trimming, you're going to do the binding. And I've done so many videos with binding and how to bind things that I'm not going to do it in this video, but I will leave my links down below of the videos you can go check out on how to bind the quilt. Super easy. You can do it by hand, you could use your machine, whatever you would like, and I show you step by step. In my last video, how to make a swaddle blanket, I showed it, and it is perfect. It's exactly what you need. It's even made with the same fabric as this one, the muslin fabric. So I'll put a link down below, and make sure to check that out on how to bind your blanket. And then once you're done binding, you are all done with your blanket. See, super quick, super easy, and makes for a great baby blanket and great baby shower gift that will last a really long time. Here is the finished product of my airplane one that I made. I love how this turned out. I'm super excited about it, especially since my baby is due in October and will be a winter baby. He will need lots of blankets. So I'm excited to start making these, and I think they're just perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to hit the subscribe button and come back for more tutorials, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!